I've built yet another mountain of a project with a big scope. Now's no time to think about it, it's time to climb the mountain. With the base camp set, it's time to lace up the hiking shoes. Enough with the cringy metaphors, let's start making structured levels. I'm sure there's a lot of ways to load levels, but at the time I could only think of two. One method was to create a new scene for each level. While that would give me a very easy way to customize the look and feel of each level, it would be nearly impossible to execute with the infinite levels game mode that I have in mind. So, after some research, I learned how to load prefabs into a scene. It turns out all you really need is a resource folder, where you put all of the prefabs and then simply choose the one you want to load. This, combined with scriptable objects, allow me to create a clean way of loading levels into the scene. The most work ended up being connecting all of that to the UI elements and make it somewhat understandable. Another thing was to make the saving system function well across all of the menus. There's another new thing with mobile games compared to PC games, as you have to keep in mind that the player is more likely to shut down the app and expect the game to be saved whenever he exited or switched apps. All of that ended up being a lot of work, but I learned a lot and I'm happy with how well it works, and the fact that I ended up with such a neat solution. With a way to make levels, I've decided it's time to change the approach on how the blocks look. I don't like the idea of them being red-ish and going white as you lower the point count. I wanted them color-coded so you can easily separate the easy blocks from the hard ones. As I went through a bazillion of color palettes and block sizes, I've landed on a level design I feel good with. It took a bunch of testing to figure out mainly the size of the block and the ball, or treat as I call it, since it's very important with how they interact. But after hitting the sweet spot, it was time to make 6 levels per animal type and let my family and friends test the game. Oh boy, we iterated. But the end result is a fun gameplay with great interactions of the blocks and the treats. The blocks lost a bit of flair when the color wasn't changing each time they got hit. It really took the cherry off the top of the laced up hiking shoes. Turns out you really need a cherry there, and it makes sense, I guess. The first idea I had was to make a block shrink as you hit them. It looked great, but the balls would bounce randomly as the collider was also shrinking. So it was time to unlock the Unity particle system. Who knew it was a pain to make it work on mobile? Well, if there's a will, there's a way. I'm even more pleased with how it looks compared to when they were shrinking. Plus, it includes the colors of the block. The blocks alone mean nothing, we have to shoot our balls into them somehow. Tomorrow we'll take a look at how I've improved the launcher. That's it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more. Comment down below, which way do you tie your shoes?